Hello everyone, how's it going? It's your boy Skilled Fawn, and today we're going to be doing another Elden Ring challenge run. In this challenge run, I will be using only the claws. So claw weapons, there's like 3 or 4 in total. I must defeat all 7 shard bearers and beat the game, and glitches and or exploits are allowed. So let's get straight on into this. So first we're gonna spawn in the chapel. Gonna make our way to the grafted scion, but just jump off the edge. Don't really have to worry about him. It's honestly a pretty tough boss with no heals, just a sliver of health bar. I'm gonna grab my wondrous flask, grab the sacred tear. I always like to grab the mix as early as possible. Same as deck this. Really, really useful to have the items, and I just don't have to go back later. Grab that, and then while I'm here, I grab the Source Seal. It's a nice boost to damage, health, and endurance. But we're gonna make our way to the first claw weapon. And yeah, it's in this rock cave in the spot that I've never actually been to over here. So we got the Venomous Fang, really good early game claw, and it's got poison, but it's actually got a different poison. It's got deadly poison. So if you don't know, there's 2 types of poisons. There's the regular poison and then deadly poison. The regular poison lasts longer, but doesn't do as much damage, and then deadly poison does a ton of damage, but in a very short duration. It's kind of cool. I didn't use it, or I didn't do it on this playthrough, but you can actually put on an Ash of War and then put on the poison um, status effect on it, and it'll just do double the damage. It's crazy. We get Margit to halfway. Goes into his phase 2. And he's got a few moves that can catch you off guard. There's a reason why, like, only half the people on Xbox have gotten the Margit achievement. He's actually, like, difficult for first-time players, I'm sure. But yeah, Margit goes down. We're gonna progress. I remember when I fought Margit for the first time, I was like, holy crap, Elden Ring is so much different than, like, I don't know, it's very fast paced, even, like, compared to Dark Souls and Bloodborne, in my opinion. Depending on your build, everything's dependent on your build. Gonna be dodging left and right. Trying not to get hit, but definitely not the cleanest Godric fight. It's actually pretty easy to flawless, but gotta be careful for that wind attack right there, mostly. If you're going for it. Yeah, just trying to get bleeds over and over. Eventually get him into phase 2. Gonna keep wailing on him. And there we go. Not too bad. Definitely not my cleanest fight, that's for sure, but we got him down, and yeah, he's got his full monologue. But yeah, next we're gonna head to Raya, Lucaria, and Liurnia, just because I want to get Renala and probably progress up to Dectus. I don't know if I'll maybe I'll go to Altus now. I'm not sure, but We're gonna grab the key, avoid the dragon, and I realized that I should probably get uh, the weapon upgraded a little bit. So it doesn't really matter as much early game, and it's got bleeds, so it's just really, really good. And always, more damage is always good. Can't go wrong with that. So I get the bell bearing to then upgrade my weapon, and I do that. I get it up to +6 or whatever. Then I later will grab the rest of them to get them to +25. We got Radagon's Red Wolf. So cool if you can get a stun on Red Wolf. It's very tricky, but it's definitely possible. Can't be getting hit like I'm doing though. And yeah, Red Wolf goes down. Pretty easy stuff. He's got, or it's got like just barely any health regardless, so doesn't even matter if my weapon's upgraded or not. But yeah, Renala is pretty simple. It's just a bit tedious to actually get into her fight. I hit the scholars with the protective barrier around them. That'll release Renala, allowing me to hit her. And on to phase 2. Rune level 1 on this fight is extremely terrible. I hate it. It just takes so long. She's like just so cautious too. She'll just run away. But yeah, get her to half health very, very quick. And definitely not the worst summon she could have done, so I'm happy. I'm just gonna get as much damage in as I can before she does another one. And there we go. Yeah, huge damage. I got a bleed proc off, and it's only summoned one. Really good. And yeah, we're gonna head on over to Altus, go to the capital. But to start, we're gonna be on the Bellum Highway and head on to Dectus. This will allow me to actually like fight the main bosses, but also get this Morgott right here, which is good for a talisman, but also just Rykard. If for some reason I've just been going for this extra talisman every time I'm in Leyndell now. And I mean, more so for strength weapons, but it's really beneficial just to have any bit extra stamina. And I only had the right claw equipped. It absolutely tanked right there. If you can help it, try and stick to his left side. This is really I don't know, sometimes whenever I see people, they'll fight him on his right side where his weapon is, and that, I mean, you can do it, but it's just a bit scary, and I don't know, you just have a higher probability of getting destroyed. But yeah, now we're actually in Leyndell after getting DTS down. We're gonna head up Granisax. And yeah, I got absolutely picked off. That Leyndell soldier had his MW2 intervention and just got his Harrier right there. We're gonna head on to Goldfree. Goldfree, Godfree, some of the coolest boss music in the game. Probably right behind Godskin Noble. Godskin Noble is elite. Yeah, I tried to go for the R2 there, the charged R2, and like, well, that's not gonna work out. If I time it better, I can get it off, but I'm trying to go for the riposte, especially after the newest patch. Gives you extra riposte damage. Yeah, you can see the power of all that extra stamina that I have. It's allowing me to keep pressing my attack and not really have to worry about backing off for a minute. But always get hit before you riposte if you're able to. Optimizes your damage. Gold free goes down. Taste of what's to come. We got Morgott. Oh gosh, freaking Morgott. I don't know, I'm fine with Margit, but Morgott just moves way too much around for me. And like, oh gosh, got hit there. You just really weird openings. Him and Mohg are cool though, but I get him really, really low. And yeah, there we go. Just usually wait for one of his like blood attacks, and you can usually get like 2 or 3 hits on. Really useful. But I guess since we saw one of the Omen brothers, it's only fair that we see another one. We're gonna head on down into the subterranean shunning grounds. Almost forgot the name of it right there. Um, yeah, fight Mohg the Omen. Near the beginning of the game, I used to dislike Mohg a lot, but I don't know, I just like could not get used to his moves, but I don't know, after learning them, he's such a fun boss fight. I'm really happy I have started to do the subterranean version in my playthroughs. But yeah, I get absolutely... I still get hit. I'm not gonna be able to do it flawless every time. But I hate when he does that attack and just freaking prevents you from hitting them. But yeah, I'm just trying to wait for an opening. Get staggers as much as I can. That's one thing I definitely noticed in this boss fight is he just runs away from you. Kind of funny. And yeah, Mohg the Omen goes down. Easy, easy. Since we're already down here and we're a wretch, might as well inherit the frenzied flame. Yeah, Melena's just giving us the whole shebang right there, but we're like, nah, bitch. We're opening the door, becoming the flame. There will be chaos and madness everlasting. I'll link it up in the description right here, but there's a short I made a while ago, and I absolutely destroyed Malenia with just madness. So check that out if you're interested. Maybe that would be a fun challenge run slash just a fun speed run I could do is how fast can you get to the frenzied flame in a let's play? Or I guess just in like in a game. Yeah, we inherit the flame. And yeah, we have no no use for Malenia anymore. Funny too, because in the lore of this game, Bike, I think it is, the one in the Madness Village, he like searched out the flame to actually protect um his maiden. But yeah, Melena's just gonna kill us for saving her. I hate these Bloodhound Knights, but we're gonna go after him because we got the Bloodhound Claws. Oh, definitely if you have a smithing weapon, and like sometimes I forget to do this too, but you have grease to put on your weapons, always put it on. Even if the boss is resistant to it, it's gonna still increase your damage, so it's gonna work out. But try and think about what that boss would be like least weak to. Oh my gosh, yeah, you can absolutely destroy Godskin Noble with sleep pots. It's insane. And then just if you don't have sleep pots, he's actually a kind of tough challenge. My rune level 1+0 run, it took me a good hour plus in-game time just to get past them. Because, well, I was using sleep pots at the beginning, and then I just died so many times because I wasn't doing enough damage to really get the most use out of my sleep pots, so I had to do a sleep pot list for a bit. But yeah, we're on to Rykard now. Tried experimenting with a few armor sets and just, I don't know, like trying to increase my poise, because if you couldn't tell, like every fire proc I was getting canceled out of my animation. And if you do it right, you can usually get it where it's like every other fire proc will actually knock you out. You can get the most out of your damage. But yeah, because of that, I'm just gonna switch gears, head on to Fire Giant. And I got hit by that, and even weirder is, oh my gosh, Fire Giant is the bane of my existence. Him and Sir Gideon Ofnir. But yeah, if you didn't know what happened there, his that like fire attack that he does, um when it hits an object, it'll reflect off it and it'll like still keep going. And I think it honestly like increases its duration if it does that. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but it'll still recoil off of something, or bounce off of something. And yeah, hit me there, and then he freaking hit me with his fire attack. Just so annoying. I hate his phase 2. His phase 1 is really not bad, Fire Giant, but now we got Radahn. And yeah, usually Radahn, if he's able to one-shot me, yeah, the boss fight's not gonna be a fun time. But yeah, I always, no, ooh, yeah, right there. That's the attack that I hate so much. It can catch you really off guard. Yeah, I did mess up a bit there. I could have gotten a bit extra damage if I rolled in front of him. No worries. So yeah, besides that sweeping attack, I'm also looking for the one where he's just gonna slam his swords down straight in front of him. Cool. Yeah, that's the attack that I need right there. Just gives me plenty of time to run in. Get the running R2. Running and jumping R2, I should say. But yeah, we're gonna, instead of progressing the Fire Giant West Mountaintops way, I'm gonna progress the Haligtree way. So this is one reason why in the rules glitches and or exploits are allowed is pretty much just for this one boss fight. Could obviously fight Commander Nile. He's not not the worst, but not the best. But I don't know, just easier. It's just such a funny glitch too, how you can just make the world despawn and he just falls to his death. But yeah, we got the real Mohg now. 4.5 hours into the actual Let's Play, which is pretty good. Pretty quick. Now, I always see people, they'll just either like not use bleed or I mean Frost is fine, but you should really use bleed against Mohg. Um I get caught in this freaking heal stun loop. But yeah, if you can help it, try and use bleed on him. He's very weak to it. Obviously he will get that power boost, but since he's so weak to it, you're gonna be bleed procking him at least like, I don't know, every 2 full combos that you do of R1. Ooh, very interesting right there. I think I should have rolled through that, but whatever. Yeah, this is a close boss fight, I remember. Yeah, I always just, I don't know, it's the same moves that he does, but it's just amplified, so do everything that you normally do. Yeah, eventually very, very low. Need like 2 or 3 more hits. And yeah, almost died there, but no worries. And yeah, that's on top of having the Soar Seal. So like, I don't know, I think it's just way better to use bleed, but just my opinion. Use whatever you want, whatever's fun. Frost and bleed are great for Mohg. Definitely don't use fire if you can help it. When I was using my dragon weapon, that was tough. Same right here though. Um, if that really good that I use the magic grease because he is very weak to magic, but obviously don't use fire for fire giant. But yeah, this is one reason why I hate this boss fight. It just takes a ridiculously long time. And I'm sure that I'll have some people in the comments being like, oh, just go for his hands or something. Like, yeah, I mean, I could, but they just like move around every 2 seconds. Yeah, Fire Giant goes down. I get absolutely slapped at the end. But yeah, we're gonna keep on pressing through. We're gonna listen to the sounds of the flame instead of calling on Malenia. We're just a Giga Chad like that. Yeah, basically become Pygmy, gaining the embers of the flame. Yeah, the Erd Tree is gonna be no more. We gotta burn away the impenetrable thorns. And next, we gotta release the Rune of Death. Yeah, now we're in Faram Azula. We got 2 boss fights here, both very, very fun. Godskin Noble, or Godskin Duo, you wanna, or at least my playstyle is to try and get the Apostle slept first, just because he can be a pain to sleep with him being very agile. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna pop the mixed and just basically go to town. Lead procs are gonna be huge. And yeah, I'm able to get Apostle in just one thing, but I know that Noble has slightly more health. Gonna be a little bit more. But not by much. So luckily we get the Noble spawn, able to sleep pot him right away. We'll put on the other grease and just go to town. And yeah, Godskin Duo is very similar to the Four Kings. I absolutely choked that, but you can hit them after they die and still get some damage. I'm just looking for this one move that he's gonna do, or a few. And yeah, once he gets leapt, I know it's pretty much GG. We get the win. And yeah, the claws with any grease just look absolutely dope. So many cool weapons in Elden Ring. I've yet to try so many of them. Down to Malekith. There's a few moves like this one, jump R2. And then there's one where he'll do his like dagger side to side. You can get him pretty easy. Go for another jump in R2 here. Make sure that I'm getting hits in at least every once in a while, just because I want that bleed. Either that or a stagger. I know that a stagger is very unlikely, but if he didn't do this attack, I might have been able to get a stagger. I'm not sure, but we get Malekith now. And I honestly think Malekith is easier than Beast Clergyman, at least to, I don't know, get hits in. Because he pretty much just spams this one move, so you can just get in, keep hitting him. And that spin attack that he does, that double spin, can catch me very off guard sometimes. You have to roll a bit early. It's interesting. Yeah, one reason why I fight him over here is he'll still do that like slam down attack uh, with his black blade, but I hate when I'm either on the other side or in the middle because he'll actually leap off the column, and I don't know why that just messes up my timing a bit, so I like to avoid that if I can. And a nice bleed proc. Yeah, once that happened, I was like, alright, pretty much just one more slam attack from him. Be good. Yeah, Malekith goes down, and Destined Death is released to the world. Pretty easy boss. Nothing crazy. Now, definitely one of the downsides to claws is the range. You have to get very close, and this is going to be a bit tougher for Malenia and a few other bosses, especially late game. But as long as you know play it safe, roll when you need to, it's good. But I saved my fire grease for and my other greases for fights over here, because they do have a ton of health. Getting some really nice hits on Loretta, and she should be getting staggered soon. If not, she'll go into her. Oh, and the bleed. That is so nice. But yeah, we get her to phase 2. Gonna wail on her. Yeah, eventually she's very weak, but she does slap me. And this bow attack right there. What I used to do when I first was fighting her was dodge roll like forward, but you actually should dodge roll like slightly to the right, because it's I don't know, it's kind of weird how they hit and land those arrows. But we got Malenia, Blade of Miquella, my favorite boss in Elden Ring by far, if not like one of my favorite bosses in general. Though some bosses in DS3 have arrow. I don't know. There's definitely some cool bosses in DS3 and other Soulsborne games, but I don't know. Elden Ring, Malenia just goes hard. Like this move for the first time, if you see it, you're like, how am I supposed to dodge that? Like, that is insane. Just feels so satisfying when you beat her. Yeah, a little story, but the very first challenge run I did, where I had to switch weapons. Obviously, I switch weapons for every boss fight, but I wanted to flawless Malenia. I think that was or in the first challenge run. I think that was the only boss I flawlessed, or wanted to flawless at least. And yeah, it took so many tries. If you ever uh, want to flawless Malenia and you haven't, let me know how long it takes down in the comment below, or down in the comments below. Love to hear that, your experience. Yeah, phase 2, we got Rock Goddess. It always sucks when you're not able to hit her when she's doing that move. Yeah, I'm just trying to be as very careful as possible, and I know her moves very well, so I know what she'll usually do depending on how far I am. I should have went for a jump R2 there, but no worries. Whenever she does that flower attack. Not sure if the jump R2 or the just running R1 would be better. But yeah, her second phase a lot more aggressive than phase 1, so just very slow. And even though her moves are very quick, just try and take like an extra second just to, if the move that she is doing is what you, or is what she's gonna do. Every time I see that flower attack, just gives me the, ooh, so clean right there. I was like right below her when she started to do that. Usually, like, if you're right next to her and you don't do that like move where you just like circle around her, she goes somewhere else, you have to run very quickly out and jump. For some reason that just, I don't know, doesn't, you don't get hit. Right here, dodge back twice, roll forward twice. You have to delay it. Yeah, once you get her to 50% or below, she'll do all the flower attacks again. So I figured it would be a good time to flame up. At one time I remember she did that attack, and I thought it was going to be the flower attack, and then she just came down and shredded me. Yeah, what was how was your guys' first Malenia fight? What'd you guys use? How long did it take you? I think I used, well, my first playthrough, I think I did like a, no, I went Faith first, and then I was using the, like, Cipher Blade or whatever, the, like, golden language of the Greater Will, that weapon, and, yeah, that was really cool, but then, like, halfway through, I switched to Sorcery. That's how I got that Comet Azor clip. It was hilarious, but, Renala's moon is very good against Malenia. Same as Rock Sling. Yeah, that's pretty much what I used my first go. Is it the most cheap? Yeah, you could argue that, but I don't know, first time you gotta just have fun and, you know, do whatever you think is best. I also did not really know what was best as much as I do now. I definitely have a lot more experience and actually know how to fight her every way. Oh, and yeah, I got slapped there. And yeah, I'm gonna be very careful with my healing because you can just do literally any move. I just do not want to get taken out. You can see there I was gonna go for another jump in R2, but figure, let's play it a little bit safe, or at the end we will just take her down very cautiously. And yeah, Malenia, Goddess of Rot, goes down. Easy peasy. Didn't even break a sweat. Usually it's like 10 minutes of focus. Oh, Miquella. But yeah, kind of late. I was just like, well, I might as well get an Ash of War and put it on because I don't use Quickstep, and I wasn't using um the Bloodhound claws for the Bloodhound step. Like, all right, let's put Frost on. This will be good for Rykard, especially, but also for like Radahn. It'll be slightly helpful for like uh, Sir Gideon and Godfrey, but mostly just for Rykard and for Radahn. We're gonna buff up. And if you've ever used like an actual weapon to fight Rykard and not his Serpent Hunter, you will know how trash his hitbox is. But luckily, he's just so weak to Frost, so it just makes a fight very easy. Like, I just did, what, 17,000 damage right there, or something? Like, insane. But I also got what I wanted, which I mentioned earlier, which is, like, every other, uh, like, fire attack proc would, stun me out instead of everyone. You'll see I'll take damage, but I don't get actually knocked out of anything. But yeah, usually, once he goes into his, like, phase 2.5, I'll just run away until he does his sword attack. Run back in, get all the hits I need, and then rinse, repeat. And, like, yeah, you get an insane amount of damage with the bleed and frost combo on Rykard. It just melts him. I bet if you do it right, it's probably, like, just as fast as the Serpent Hunter. But, I mean, I don't know. The Serpent Hunter, you can get that, like, phase 2.5 cheese if you do that way. Seen a bunch of people do the shield strat, but I don't know if that's my... I don't know if that's the way I'd ever do it. Maybe I'll have to try it in the future, but it just seems like using the skill over and over for the stun lock is a lot better. But yeah, we get basically to his phase 1.5 and then to phase 2. And really, really sexy, but we get that stagger on him. And I missed the jumping R2 like an absolute idiot. But no worries, it doesn't really matter. Gonna be waiting for an opening. I get a pretty massive opening when he goes into his phase 2.5, so waiting for that attack. And oh my god, this is one reason why I love Frost, because it procs a lot differently to bleed. So, like, usually by the time you get like a Frost proc, like a few hits later you'll get the bleed or vice versa, and it just adds up to be a tremendous amount. But yeah, we are at the end of the game. We got Radahn and Elden Beast, and they've got to go down. We need to release the Frenzied Flame. Chaos will devour this world. I will have it no other way. But yeah, like, even though Frost, you know, not the most helpful thing, still is extra damage, especially for Radahn. And then it does give me more damage whenever they are frosted. But yeah, it's going to give me less damage for Elden Beast, so it's a trade-off. But I think it's a worthwhile one. If I really wanted to, I could have upgraded one of my other claws to use it specifically for Radahn, or Elden Beast, sorry. Yeah, just take it very slow. That projectile into his like thrust attack is just very deadly. They're very quick attacks too if you're not prepared. Yeah, this was another boss fight that I hated at the beginning of the game. Still dislike him a little bit, but gotten a lot better. So him and Sir Spammy the All-Knowing are just insane with their spells. At least, you know, with Radahn it makes sense. Yeah, just take it really nice and easy with Elden Beast. Once he's at a third health, he'll do his ring attack, and then at 2/3, he'll do his dry ring attack. Trying to go for either like a stagger or just get really good damage in. But once I hit him that much, like, ah, crap, I gotta dip. The Elden Stars are coming. Yeah, he is very, very weak. I love it whenever he does his sword attacks. Makes things very easy. Yeah, he's pretty much like one hit away. So do the jump in R2. And yeah, all the shard bearers go down. And we get a god slain. So now we're gonna release the flame, become the Lord. And this is definitely one of the coolest cutscenes if you've not seen it in Elden Ring. I just love how all the FromSoft games have like different optional or just different endings you can choose from. But goodbye, Radgon slash America. And yeah, now we got a different head. And the flame will be there forever. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'd say this and I mean, there's a bunch of dark endings in Elden Ring. Even like I guess just the main one, if you don't do anything, is pretty dark, but this is even like more messed up just because like how it affects life in the world. Like, oh my gosh, this dystopian society. If I ever just walked outside and looked up, saw that, I'd be like, all right, it's time. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, after all that's done, probably the saddest part about this whole cutscene. I mean, it's sad like about the whole world, but it's just sad about Torrent. Goodbye, Torrent. You were a good boss. Destined death. And yeah, Elden Ring Claws only is completed. Very fun playthrough, and yeah, I very much enjoy using claws. It's definitely much different than a bunch of other weapons I've used. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Uh, stay safe. Expect more challenge run videos, and yeah, Guild Fawn out.